So as you can see guys, we are going to start this analysis by looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame, because in a weekly time frame the price of Bitcoin has finally closed below this 21 exponential moving average. That was one very important line of support since April 2020. Whenever the price was testing this 21 exponential moving average in a weekly time frame, after that we saw a really nice bounce, and also as long as the price was staying above it, it was absolutely fine. But now the price here has closed below this 21 exponential moving average. Is this a sign of an actual trend reversal? Because I said you on my yesterday's video, in a weekly time frame with this ascending channel, with this symmetrical triangle or bullish pennant, we did had a very strong support around this 48,000 price level. And that's why I said you on my yesterday video, if this 48,000 support is going to be broken, then I will be expecting a pullback. And this pullback here came around 42,000 price level. And the question here is it still going to continue here to the downside? Because right now, if we look at this price structure here, right, again in a daily time frame using this 50 exponential moving average and also this 21 exponential moving average, this crossover what we are witnessing, the 21 exponential moving average crossing over 50 exponential moving average, this is a very bearish scenario. Because you can see here, whenever the green line, which is the 21 exponential moving average, was above the red line, the 50 exponential moving average, doesn't matter whichever price pullback we saw, the price always started moving in an upper direction. But now this crossover is clearly flashing that we should be careful, because in the past Bitcoin price action, when we saw this crossover, the red line 50 exponential moving average above green line, which is 21 exponential moving average, we saw some very corrective price scenario. So that's why right now in a daily time frame, since this is also a bearish crossover, we have to be very careful, because this is clearly indicating the price here could see some sort of a relief rally and again continue to the downside. And the reason why I'm actually showing you this is because, you know, in a daily time frame now, since this here has actually played out, I'm in this rising wedge type of scenario, because price broke out of it, price tried to re-enter it, the same line which previously acted as support acted as a resistance. We saw this pullback, and now if you would measure the price length here, right, from this high till low, we can see very clearly the price here has actually reached the target to the downside. I mean, this pullback here has also reached the exact top here from January 2021. You can see here the price did came to a very important scenario, and this scenario here was actually also indicating, hey, this was the peak of January 2021. We had the pullback here around that price level, and also this price pullback what we witnessed recently with Bitcoin price action also ended after reaching around this 42,000 price level. But now, is this going to hold the price? And if it's not, which price target here to downside are we looking at? Because right now guys, what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to simply add one scenario, because we are aware around this price level of 41,000 to 42,000 we are finding a very strong support, right? But what I'm actually personally thinking is that, let me show you by using this very simple arc, because if you look at the structure here, right, what we can do here is simply add this arc type of scenario, because according to this arc, we are actually forming this very nice arc type of scenario. And this arc here is also flashing us that now you can see, and every time when we had this price pump, the same line acted as the resistance, correction. And now what I'm also expecting is some sort of a relief rally for Bitcoin. And this relief rally, if this is going to happen, right, if this relief rally is going to happen, we could see again a price movement here towards this curve line. So if this curve line is again going to reject the price, then I'm actually expecting a price movement here to the downside. And which price target are we going to focus if the 42,000 support line is also going to get broken? This is also an distribution schematic from Wyckoff, and according to this distribution schematic from Wyckoff, right now where we are guys, this is the final line of support. Since the price of Bitcoin right now is hovering around this 44 to 45,000, we want at any cost this price to stay above it. And if this support line here is also going to get broken down, right, then this is going to play out as a distribution phase from Wyckoff. Let me show you this example here. this is how the distribution schematic from Y curve actually looks like. Since the price here is around this support line in phase D, if this support line is also going to get broken, then a new trend here to the downside following this phase E is going to unfollow, right? So that's what we want the price of Bitcoin to do, is any cause hold this support line around this 45,000 to 42,000 price level. If that's going to happen, then we might see some more impulsive move following. But if this support line is going to get broken, the next possible scenario is very, very bearish. And let me show you the next bearish scenario for Bitcoin. So now if you look at this in a 4-hour time frame, you can see we did talked about this price structure on my yesterday video. I said you in a weekly time frame we had a very strong support around this 48,000 price level. In a daily time frame we also had a strong support from the falling wedge, which was also around 48,000, and in a smaller time frame this monthly S1 line that was also around 48,000 price level was a very strong support. And I said you this support line could actually hold the price, but look at this, the price was unable to find support in a weekly time frame, daily time frame, and also in a smaller time frame, and saw this correction. But let me make you aware guys, this price pullback is the result of all this unnecessary debate what we are witnessing in the crypto space regarding Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Elon Musk, and we are the victim of it, and you can see that very, very clearly, right? So right now, since we are aware the market is very shaky, if this is going to continue, because I showed you with the curve scenario, if we are going to see any sort of a relief rally, now the same 48,000 line which acted as a support could be acting as a resistance, and we could see a potential price movement here to the downside. Be careful, because the next possible target to the downside is this monthly S2 line that is sitting around 38,725 price level, and the final target for this May month, if this trend is going to continue to the downside, is going to be this 30,400 price level. So let's not hope that this scenario is going to unfollow, but I'm just being realistic and showing you guys that right now price of Bitcoin does look very, very shaky, and potentially could see some pullback in the upcoming days. So these are some of the scenarios I thought sharing with you in today's short episode. I hope you guys still enjoyed it. I hope this video was helpful enough. If that's the case, then hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.